Hare Krishna. Again, warm welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us in this study of Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness we study in the under the lens of the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Rupa Goswami, and the writings and teachings of Srila Prabhupada. Under that lens, for someone who has not yet found his resolve in devotee association in the practice of Krishna consciousness, for him or her it could be Kali Yuga, or it is actually Kali Yuga. And for practicing Krishna conscious devotees, for us sadhakas as well, we do not say that okay, it is not Kali Yuga, it is Kali Yuga going on, say. But for us, what it is Gaur Yuga, it is Mahaprabhu's Yuga. You know, it is Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Yuga. That and that is where our focus and that is what our understanding and our the message of Krishna consciousness has to sync with our heart altogether. Now in this practice of Krishna consciousness, we need constant encouragement, motivation, inspiration throughout, and also help is there throughout, and clues. Lots of clues are given by Lord Shri Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, है ना? Acharyas, Guru Vargas, devotees throughout. It's just we need to keep a good, humble attitude, good, humble learning attitude. Prabhupada writes in the preface of Nectar of Instruction. I'm sure those of us have read Nectar of Instruction, we would have stumbled upon this message of uh, what Prabhupada shares with us in the preface of Nectar of Instruction. He writes what? Advancement in Krishna consciousness depends. Advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the practitioner. What is our attitude? Where is our focus? What is our attitude? Now, just some play with words and play with numbers there, but it is very encouraging, inspiring, call it scientific, we may see it this way. But you see, attitude, what is the spelling of attitude? Kirtanya Sadahari, what is the spelling of attitude? Attitude. Huh? Now, in competitive maths, aptitude, this mathematics studies and all, some questions, this multiple choice questions comes now and all, and some mystery oriented questions. So they say na equate A equal to 1. 26 letters in English alphabet. Z is what? 26. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4. So, like this, if we say attitude, what does it sum up to? If A is 1, T is how much? 20? Someone can check, confirm. U is what? 22. I is what? 9. D 4. E 5. So, what does the attitude sum up to? Yeah. We can do the maths, but check. A is 1, T is 20, U is say 21. Hmm. In attitude, these are the letters, right? D is 4, E is 5, I is 9, ATTITUDE. Correct spelling, right? And see if summing up,
100.
100, no? Summing up all these letters, it gives us what? 100. So, actually, Prabhupada's writing is amazing. Uh, Prabhupada writes in the preface of Nectar of Instruction, advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the practitioner. So throughout, lots and lots of learning, teachings, encouragement, inspiration for us to build up this attitude. On what attitude? Attitude of humility. Who attains Krishna? A humble soul only attains Krishna. Humility. A humble servant, a humble person, a humble soul, a humble uh, attitude of pure humility, attitude of purity, hmm, internal, external purity, sincerity, subservient nature. This is what, and all of our journey in Krishna consciousness is tremendous. How we all came across Krishna consciousness through the medium of books or Harinam, uh, but ultimately, essentially, through the medium of devotees. Devotees. And when devotees intervene in our life, that is direct divine intervention. So many interventions happen in our life now. This event happened, that event happened, and one thing leads to the other, leads to the other. Okay, I got a job because of this, I got a house because of this, that, and all. And societal people, oh, this was very great. Hmm. But for us, practicing Krishna conscious devotees, when we see actually devotees intervening our life, that is direct divine intervention. And amongst devotees, as we understand, scriptures say, yeah, one spiritual master, one's Gurudev, Shri Guru, is the direct embodiment of the pure joy, pure bliss. Hmm. Uh, He is not just like the representation of the message of Godhead. Hmm. It's not just like the like to say deities are representation of God. It is a very ill understanding. Deities in temple, they are not representation of God, they are God साक्षात. प्राण प्रतिष्ठा से उनकी स्थापना करी जाती है ना थ्रू प्रॉपर वैदिक मंत्रास chanting and invocation deities are invoked. So to say, okay, Shiguru is the spiritual master, he is the representation, no, he's Sakshat Haritvena, Samasta Shastre. So that much, minimum that much. He is not a pure devotee of the Lord, rather, he is the purest, the best devotee, not just by far, without none like him, none like him. And this is subjective. Yeah. Uh, like in the spiritual world, there is a Radha and Krishna, customized Radha and Krishna, unlimited Radha and Krishna for unlimited souls in the spiritual world. Yeah. So, in that sense, for us, there are unlimited, uh, there is no lack of spiritual masters in this world, provided we become a good student with a proper attitude. So, with this humble prayer, humble understanding, desire, pray that I become the first learner of the message of Mahaprabhu. Pray that I be the ever remain a student of the teachings of Mahaprabhu of Sri Rupa Goswami, Srila Prabhupada, our Guru Varga, Sri Guru. Pray that we stay loyal and chaste to the message of Mahaprabhu without any duplicity, any kutinati, anything like that. No. It is far too sublime. This message of Krishna consciousness is way too sublime for us to allow ourselves to be any diverted, distracted, or let any sort of a asat vikar, any sort of this material dirt come upon the layer of our consciousness. So we have been trying to see Krishna consciousness presents us this opportunity to purify our existence altogether. It presents us this direct experience, direct opportunity to actively participate in bliss, uh, to experience bliss and ever increasing bliss. And all of us practicing Krishna consciousness, we have been through. Otherwise, why would we be chanting 16 rounds, doing japa daily, reading, hearing, and following rules, regulations, what not? What has come out in our life is no less than a revolution, a pure revolution. We cannot deny this wholesome transformation. But this is not all in all. and it's unlimited, ever growing. More and more transformations yet to come, provided we keep up that attitude, clean, clear attitude. Yeah. Now a question comes, uh, what do we see, understand practicing Krishna consciousness, or someone who is not practicing as well for that matter? What would you say is the biggest crisis in life? It's the heaviest crisis in life. It's actually the real crisis in life. The soul, the most causal source, foundational crisis in life, from which stems all other crises, which leads to all other crises. In society, we speak a lot of this crisis, that crisis, or like generally politicians among them, and in society we hear unemployment crisis, or people speaking about unemployment crisis, or this job crisis, this situation, that situation, all of that. Again, and for us as we say, like what, every question in our life is philosophical. Everything is very nicely settled in through the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and Nectar of Instruction. Eh? But our appreciation of Krishna consciousness has to be thoroughly evolving. And in this practice of Krishna consciousness, we all have to be driven by a goal, have to be driven by a vision. There has to be some basis in the foundation of our practice of Krishna consciousness. As previously, when we were studying, discussing, what if Mahaprabhu comes, appears in our dreams, say, or in reality to us, say, Rupa Goswami or Prabhupada or Shigo, and ask us what is the foundation of your Krishna conscious practice? What are we aiming for? You know, there has to be something for us to meditate and take, something not which is our concoction, which we have concocted. No, no, no. Not in beauty is Prabhupada has given us all literature, and there is nothing for us to concoct. That is nothing for us to fabricate, to create an idea. It's not a mental imposition on our minds that we need to create practicing Krishna consciousness. And this much we understand. And we thoroughly need to understand what is the mood of Mahaprabhu, what is the message of Mahaprabhu, what is the mercy of Mahaprabhu. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna, Nahi Anya. Yeah, who is Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is the combined, the milit form of Radha and Krishna. Radha Krishna, Nahi Anya. Again, uh, Mahaprabhu. Why is he called as Mahaprabhu? Yeah. Our Rasika Acharyas help us understand what by why Shri Krishna is the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the milit, the combined form of Radharani and Shri Krishna, है ना, of Shri Krishna and Radharani. Swarupta is Shri Krishna, but Bhav Radhika Madhuri, आस्वादन सुख काज, है ना, adopting, borrowing the bhav of Radha Rani, है ना. He adopted, he borrowed, he got, say he took on Shri Krishna, he took on the bhav of Radharani. Eh? So Mahaprabhu, what is the bhav of Radharani? Mahabhav. Yeah, our Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami helps us understand in Chaitanya Charitamrita that the bhav of Radharani is what? Mahabhav. Mahabhav Swarupini Shrimati Radharani, Radha Thakurani. And who is Krishna? Bhagwan Shri Krishna. Again, from the teachings of Krishna consciousness, we understand Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Das Kaviraj Thakur helps us understand. Na? Akela Ishvara Krishna, Arasabhritya. Na? The only male, the only dominator, the only enjoyer, the only Ishwar, the only controller. Prabhu means what? Swami, Ishwar, controller, है ना? The enjoyer is Lord Shri Krishna, Ekele Ishvara Krishna. So Maha is denotes what? The Mahabhav Swarupini Shrimati Radharani. And Prabhu is who? Lord Shri Krishna, the supreme enjoyer, the supreme controller, the supreme benefactor, Lord Shri Krishna. That is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. and we desire to follow his teachings. For us, this is why this has to be complete Gaur Yoga, complete Gaur Yoga. And we cannot really imbibe the practice of Krishna consciousness unless the message of Mahaprabhu has sunk in our heart, unless it has appeared in our heart. Huh? So, as Prabhupada says, no, the foundational of our practice is the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, nectar of instruction. That has to be the foundation. And everything is settled there. And then it evolves and evolves and evolves. It's not like in Bhagavad Gita, the message is not given. The message is given clearly in Bhagavad Gita. But it evolves and evolves further through the medium of Bhagavatam, through the medium of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Uh, and personally, we say, no, there's this Advaita Prabhu's disciple, we believe, Srinath Acharya, perhaps, huh? And he wrote this Udgar, beautiful. He wrote this Udgar, na? Aradhyo Bhagavan Brajes Tanayes Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajavadu Vargena Ya Kalpita. श्रीमद्भागवतं प्रमाणममलं प्रेम पुमर्थो महान् श्रीचैतन्यमहाप्रभुर्मतमिदं तत्र परो नादर. No? So, आराध्यो भगवान ब्रजेश तनयस, whose आराधना? Bhagwan's आराधना, Lord, ना, Lord's आराधना, we do आराधना is worship. But who is God? Who is Bhagwan? Aradhyo Bhagwan Brajesh Tanesh. Who is the Ishwar of Braj? Who is the king of Braj? Nanda Baba. And Tanesh is his son. Yashoda's Jaya. Uh, 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 who's that Krishna's Aradhana we do. Aradhyo Bhagwan Vrajesh Tad Dhama Vrindavanam. Where does he reside or what we are aiming for? The bhakti of Vraj. Vrindavan is what we are aiming for. Tad Dhama Vrindavanam. Ramya, who is the role model? Have you got a role model? You know, we all need inspiration, role model in life. Who is, okay, we understand who is God, Krishna is God. What are you aiming for? Say Vrindavan, है ना? Where does he reside? Vrindavan. Then this worship you do, what sort of worship are you doing? Ramya Kachit Upasana, beautiful Upasana. Who has done? Brajavadu, Vargena Vakalpita. This work, this group of gopis, this group, this lot, this sect, who are the gopis? They have done, they have performed. Kalpita, Vargina Kalpita. How have they performed? Beautifully. This beautiful, sublime. None like them. Acha, who says this? Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam. Spotless Puran is the evidence. Spotless Puran. Eh? Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam. Prema Pumartho Mahan. What is it saying, Srimad Bhagavatam? That Pancham Purushat is Prem. Prem is what we are anchoring or wanting for. And it is not like, okay, these Hare Krishna's lot or this religious lot or Hindus lot or those born from India, they speak of Prem. No, it is soul's hankering, soul's search. Soul, we all are living entities. We will find our saturation or we won't find our saturation until and unless our heart becomes completely in tune, in love with the Yugal Sarkar. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. Santa Sidaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti. Yam Shyam Sundaram. That much we have to really, our heart has to completely fall in love with Krishna. That is the saturation of the soul. Again, this Yam Shyam Sundaram Achintya Guna Swarupam. We cannot understand Shyam Sundar with our conceivable material potency. What understanding have we got? Yam Shyam Sundaram Achintya Guna Swarupam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhasami. So Prema Pumarto Mahan. That is Srimad Bhagavatam telling love is what we are aiming for. Hmm? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matam Idam. This is the understanding, the conclusion, the opinion, the certification of Mahaprabhu. Tatra zero na par. So how can we not respect it, or this has to be the topmost for us, topmost for us, yeah? Topmost for us. So with this aim, understanding, vision, foundation, say, something we build our study practice of Krishna consciousness. So the question still remains, what is it the biggest crisis in life for all of us? And it is not, someone had said loneliness. What causes that loneliness also we can see why this loneliness comes of this. Then someone says kapat. है ना? Kapat also is very good. Loneliness is also very good. But something that causes kapat, something that causes this loneliness is heavy, is heavy. And this is why we say we everyone practicing, non-practicing, it's a crisis for him or her for sure. Doesn't matter Indian or Westerner or whosoever and any religion or faith practitioner, whatever. It is a crisis for all. And when we come across this knowledge, this understanding, oh yes, we agree. Oh my God, this is the crisis. Hmm? But for practicing Krishna consciousness, until and unless we home into this crisis, we really understand this actually crisis and how big a crisis, still the solution won't come about. You know. Uh, Oh, maybe I think I've confused you enough by now. Eh? So just think for whatever time, and kindly you can anytime unmute or message us and see. Eh? And we pray that tendency to enjoy separate from Krishna. Very good shout. These are all very proper devotee answers and very good, real, clear answers. But yet, what causes this tendency? Why do we have this tendency to enjoy separate from Krishna? Why boredom, loneliness, है ना? हाँ, देखिए भाई इसका समाधान and you know Bhagavad Gita, personally, we like every literature written by Prabhupada, by Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami, but of course, it has to be ever evolving. And so, the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita is what? Vishada Yoga. Uh, Arjuna in chaos, Arjuna in confusion, Arjuna not having clarity, all of this. Okay? Uh, And then second chapter, Krishna started speaking. Hmm? So the crisis we are saying, अर्जुना मोह है ना, मोह भी कैसा ये है ना, मोह भी कैसा. सो एक बार हिंदी में थोड़ा सा प्रश्न को बोलते हैं. सो अब काइंडली tolerate us throughout say we'll speak a bit in Hindi also, little bit just addressing the question in Hindi. ऐसे सबसे संसार में सबसे बड़ी समस्या विडंबना क्राइसिस है ना, समस्या विडंबना क्या है. और ये अर्जुन को भयंकर थी अर्जुन जी को ये विडंबना समस्या. इसका पूरा समाधान किया भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने. हम सबको है, भले कोई साधक हो भक्ति करता है या नहीं करता है. अब भक्त करता है तो वो इस क्राइसिस को तो समझता है कि भाई ये विडंबना है, लेकिन फिर भी हम में विडंबना बनी रहती है. सो someone practicing, not practicing, we see this is a real crisis. Arjuna was going through this crisis. Krishna addressed this crisis. He addressed this crisis. Hmm. And Arjuna, of course, is a associate of the Lord. Krishna used him. Hmm. Now, as coming across Krishna consciousness, we understand and we acknowledge, yes, this is a crisis. But yet we struggle to appreciate how deep rooted this crisis is. And this is why we may come across, I'm not saying like this, I'm trying to help myself understand. You all are stalwart devotees, anyways. It may happen that in our practice of Krishna consciousness, 1 year down the line, 2 year, 5 year, 10 years down the line, 15, 20, 25 years down the line, what? Prabhuji read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Chaitamit, attended 108 Rath Yatras, did this much Mangal Aarti, extra rounds I have done, Prabhuji. What to speak of 16 rounds, 25 rounds, and still we may not be enthused. Yeah, we won't be. We will be haunted by this crisis. And Mahaprabhu has come to settle this crisis altogether for us. What could it be? And to let you know, yeah, lack of faith in Krishna, to let you know it is not moho, it is not kapat. And these are all correct two answers. But let us see how the teachings of Bhagavad Gita evolve and how it goes all the way. Yeah? How the teachings of Bhagavad Gita evolve. The message of Lord Shri Krishna is true. Manmana bhav mat bhakto madhyajimam namaskaro. But Mahaprabhu loves to take things another level altogether. Yeah? Altogether. So how message of Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami, we we try to appreciate this. वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योगा शिक्षार्थमेक पुरुष पुराना श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीरधारी कृपाम्बुदीर्य तमहं प्रपद्ये. Someone amongst us actually in chat messages sent us the correct answer. What we understand. And of course, all these are correct only, but the sort of the answer what we understand and through the teachings and study of Krishna consciousness and everything by the mercy of Sri Guru, by the mercy of Guru Dev and whatever we manage to learn, appreciate, understand from him. So someone in the chat actually gave the answer what we were looking for. So then we thought, okay, we should now do the invocation prayers and then we continue relishing. है ना? नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमद् भक्ति स्वरूपाय गोविंद इति नामिने गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे परतत्व प्रकाशिने श्री दामोदर देवस्य प्रियाय ते नमो नमः. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिस्वरूप दामोदर स्वामिनिति नामिने नमः सद्भक्तमने मणिपुरोद्भवाय च शिलप्रभुपादलसतवाणी प्रचार निरताय ते नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम Hare Hare. So one of you Premi Bhaktas gave the answer, shared the answer. So yes, and one of our dear devotee friends said, okay, they want to leave a bit early now, and we try our best to not let anyone leave. Okay, so we need everyone's blessings and encouragement here. So this thing, na. Arjuna Vishad Yog, what was he struggling with us? Again, what was he struggling? He was telling na, to Krishna, fascinating. Are, who should read Bhagavad Gita? हाँ, देखिए, our Kirtanya Sadahari will bring on screen Bhagavad Gita chapter 1 and text 28, 29 है ना, we see ना Arjuna's Vishad Yoga or what he says है ना. So Arjuna says ना to Krishna, वेपतश्च शरीरे में रोम हर्षश्च जायते गांडीवम संश्रते हस्तात्, ठीक है नहीं, त्वाक चेवा परिधायते. वेपतश्च शरीरे में ना, रोमहर्षश्च जायते, हाँ, chapter 1 text 29, 28 29. From here Arjuna starts his Vishad Yoga, his confusion, confusion, lack of clarity, crisis, everything he brings it on. And Krishna, क्या बोले, एक ही झटके में पूरा समाधान करते हैं, एक ही झटके में। इन वन शॉट कृष्णा shatters पूरा का पूरा धराशाही in one shot. Arjuna has built a pyramid of questions for Krishna, है ना, starting from text 28 till 46 and all. है कि नहीं? Arjuna's this first chapter only Arjuna speaking, and he brings out his problem. At one point, he tells to Krishna, "What is the point of having this war? Even we win, we will be incurred, overlapped by sin. You and I, है ना? तुम दोनों, हम दोनों को पाप लगेगा. We will suffer." Lots he things he says. But essentially, what Arjuna is saying, like Gandiv is falling and all of this, Sanjay ji says in second chapter that Arjuna becomes depressed and okay, then he sits down, which we understand. So much of confusion, crisis, and complaint in a way Arjuna brings. Now look, funny, isn't it? In society, we all complain a lot. We all have got lots and lots of complaints, lots and lots of complaints. Us, friends, family member, uh, so much complain and complain. Uh, we all hear and we all make complaining, cribbing, crying, moaning, again, all of this. So Arjuna did ask all the question he wanted to ask from our side, and Krishna, in one go, he settled, he shattered this. So the crisis that Arjuna or he's representing all of us, we all are facing is what? The identity crisis, misidentity, altogether. Altogether heavy misidentity crisis, है Arjuna is facing, and Krishna shattered that right at the beginning. If you see, funny, isn't it? Arjuna is putting forward all this economical question. He's putting forward what will happen to the economy. With this war, it won't bring us more money or goodwill, reputation. No. Huh? Then he's asking about social, economic, health, everything. So many husbands will die. What will happen to those women? Huh? And their children, elderlies, all of this moralities, every angle he brings. And all of this is stemming from where? From bodily identity, bodily consciousness. All of it. है? अब ये मोह कहो, boredom कहो, we call it मोह, call it boredom, call it loneliness, call it cheating or tendency. Because of bodily consciousness, bodily identity, then there is this tendency to enjoy independently from Krishna. है? Because of we live heavily in bodily identity, that's why we feel okay, I am alone, or negative emotions and all of this come, I'm unhappy or bored or loneliness and everything, because of heavy in bodily identity. Why do we complain? Because identity is not clear, identity is not resolved, that's why complain. But one who is has clarity in his identity, in his purpose and vision, no complaint. Krishna consciousness is nothing but Sambandh Abhiday Prayojan. है So our Sambandh has to be clear, our Prayojan has to be clear. Abhiday will, we understand, we are following the process and we will keep improving the process also. As long as the purpose and the Sambandh is clear. Uh, So, and if you see, mm, this complaining attitude is heavy, heavy. And all of this, whatever Arjuna is bringing, Krishna shatters it all in where? Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 13. Eh? Krishna does not directly or he does not go specifically answering any of his question, what Arjuna is raising. Eh? And definitely he is not like, okay, hold the bow, Gandiv, this and that. And that is not the real problem for Arjuna also. Krishna says what? Dehinosmin yatha dehe komaram yovanam jara तथा देहांतरा प्राप्ति धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति है ना? And we all coming across Krishna consciousness, those of who learn shlokas, है ना? Those of who learn shlokas, this would be the very first shlokas we would be learning in Krishna consciousness. Again, this would be the top. If those who have, those who know any shlokas, those who learn shlokas, those who quote shlokas and all, it's like no one would not know this shloka. Again, we all dehinosmin yathade. So Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 13. Now, this is a question. Kamanga Harini, Kirtanya Sadari, Nikunj Yugal, Suvilasini, Sweta, Natalie, others. Huh? What is Krishna saying here? What do we understand? What is Krishna saying? Dehinosmin yathadehe komaram yovanam jara. तथा देहांतरास प्राप्ति धीरस तत्र न मुह्यति. Any thoughts? We can see the translation also on the screen if else. And in general, how would you say what is the message Krishna is saying?
That we are not these bodies, but we are spirit souls.
Hari Bol. Yeah, yeah, Hari Bol. We are not this body, we are spirit soul. Anyone else? Any other thought or something?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, like we should not be affected by these changes.
Mhm. Yes. धीरज तत्र न मुह्यति है ना. This is a changing world. As many people say, na, change is the only constant in this world. This is a changing world. Yes. So one who is a sober, dheer, he is not bewildered by such a change. And yeah, Krishna is saying dehinosmin yatha dehe, है ना? Of the one who is the proprietor of the body. Who is that? The soul, embodied soul. He is continuously passing in his body. Komaram, Yovanam, Jara. है ना? Boy age to youthful age to old age. हाँ, तथा देहांतरा प्राप्तिस, है ना? And similarly, dehantara, in the transfer at the time of death, he leaves this body and takes another body. Again, now Prabhupada brought this point so heavily in our consciousness. Again, if you listen to his classes and all, boom, boom, this, you are not this body, you are a spirit soul. You rascal, you are not this body, you are a spirit soul. You understand? And it's amazing when Prabhupada says, no, like rascal or like this, wow. I mean, it brings so much of joy amongst us. Wow, so much of love he has got for us. How much he loves us and is giving us this knowledge, instruction, and everything. So we see this message, yes. Prabhupada, if you see his classes throughout, you are not this body, you are a spirit soul. Actually, we listened one of Prabhupada's classes, and Prabhupada said in one of his classes, what? That this shloka, he was quoting this shloka or giving this class, and he said, this is maximum knowledge in minimum words Krishna is giving. Maximum knowledge in minimum words. You are not this body, you are a spirit soul. Also, Prabhupada in his writings and classes, he says what? That what is the disease of the soul? Material body is the disease of the soul. Bodily consciousness, bodily identity, material bodily consciousness, bodily identity is the disease of the soul, which then leads to what? Boredom, loneliness, all of this. Why? Because living in bodily identity. Living amongst devotee community as well. Devotees sometimes tell us, oh, we have to go out for book distribution, Harinam and all. Hai. Then, hey, give up this bodily identity. Don't be living in bodily identity. Or someone says something else, get out of mental identity, mental platform. You're on bodily platform, you're on mental platform. Again, give it up. Get up, get up. go out, distribute books and this and that. So this heavily, and Krishna in this one message, he shatters all of Arjuna's arguments. All of this is heavy, isn't it? You are not this body, you are a spirit soul. Baba. Look, all of us in this world are suffering, na? Now, bodily consciousness, anyway, so huge in India and outside of India. What they call body name, shame, fame, something like this. Na? Now, growing up in school, college, uni, everyone has been bullied. Experiences some sort of bully at home or outside of houses and wherever. Eh? And most of it because of bodily identity or bodily designations. All because of bodily designations. Eh? So much of this happening. And suppose someone then comes across this teaching, this learning, you are not this body, you are a spirit soul. It's a complete flip over to our societal knowledge learnings. This is why spirituality begins when we understand we are not this body, we are a spirit soul. This is making the way for us to enter the kingdom of knowledge. The doors of knowledge open from here. Knowing that I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul. Uh, Without this understanding, there's nothing. We may we may build whatever. Prabhupada wrote this small book, Matchless Gift. Hmm. In that Matchless Gift, he wrote one sentence. What? And it's fascinating, and it's more directed towards karmis and all those who have like so much of pride of our achievements and all. So he writes, we may reach the top of the world. Huh? Best of the One could be the best of Bollywood journalist, say reporter, covering all Bollywood story, everything. One could be the best Bollywood director, say one could be the best of this, that, what not. Hmm? From top of this world to out of this world. Complete. Not knowing that we are not this body, we are a spirit soul. The whole world is consumed in this whole world, and it has its place. It is required. It has its place, and we devotees, we are not something outside of this world, na? Hmm. At least speaking for myself, heavily consumed in this bodily identity and this. And when we come across, then we are told by devotees, okay, take this copy of Bhagavad Gita, and I'm sure I can assure you your life will change from tomorrow on. है ना? In the next 3 days, your life will change. And some humble, gentle, or hungry soul, है ना? We all need to become hungry souls, huh? Thirsty soul. Then opens up Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1. Wow, Arjuna is saying this. Wow, wow. Huh? Yeah, yes, he's bringing forward such right questions, all clean, clear questions, true questions, and all. Yes, let's see what Krishna says. Chapter 2, we come. Oh, Dehinosmin yatha dehikom. You are not this body, you are a spirit soul. Wow. Huge revelation. And then when we understand this, you are not this body, you are spirit soul, karma finds its place, thoughts, desires, everything finds its place. Without this knowledge, it's like there's no space for karma or anything like this. And generally, this is why modern Christianity or this Abrahamic religion, they struggle to explain the origin of life or karma or this inequality and all of this. Why? Because although there was scope, there was actually within Christian teachings and Abrahamic teachings for reincarnation, but in modern religions, what we understand is, especially Abrahamic religion, it has been de-scoped or taken out. But anyways, so this is the fundamental crisis, the fundamental situation or problem at hand, and this is the fundamental solution Krishna gives to Arjuna. You are not this body, you are a spirit soul. You are not this body. So much of relief, Arjuna, and this is heavy, Baba. This is a huge thing to grasp, to process, or it completely brings a huge change in our psychology, in our lifestyle, in our working. This is why next Krishna says what 2.14. What does he say? That mat this शीतोष्ण सुख दुखदा है ना आगम पाइनो नित्यस्ताम तितिक्षस्व भारत मात्र स्पर्शस्तु कौन्तेय. Prabhupada, if you see his classes, 2:13, 2:14, he quoted so many times to bring in this message. You are not this body, you are a spirit soul, you are not. Yeah? And such a huge, so Krishna says, okay, now tolerate. Why tolerate? So far we have been living in bodily identity, is it not? And now this revelation has come to us, this knowledge has come to us. You are not this body, you are a spirit soul. Huge, and then our psychology changes, our outlook towards life, our definition, our working, everything changes. So Krishna says then, okay, that now learn to tolerate, because lots of friction, lots of, from our own mind and dealings and people around us, we will see lots of ups and downs, lots of things, and also we must tolerate without becoming disturbed and see everything is temporary, coming and going in, coming and going in, coming in, going out, coming in, going out. This, so this is the fundamental teachings, and based on this, Krishna encouraged Arjuna. Based on this, Krishna motivated Arjuna all the way through, that Arjuna, with all joy, all enthusiasm, all clarity, all lovingness, he said what? Three words he said. Karisye vachanam tava. Yeah. This is his Arjuna's declaration. Karisye vachanam tava. Krishna asked him to fight. Yathe chesi tatha kuru. Krishna said, now do as you want to do. Yeah. And he was asking Arjuna to fight only. But Arjuna said, what? I will do whatever you want me to do. If you want me to fight, fight. If you don't want me to fight, no fight. I will do whatever pleases you. Karisye vachanam tava. Whatever you desire, I will do it. So this whole transformation, but the foundation is what? You are not this body, you are a spirit soul. Does it somewhat address the question, you think? Does it answer the question or something? What do you say? Kamanga Harini Kirtanya Sudari Nikunj Yugana Ritik.
Yes.
Is it so far digestible? Okay. ठीक है? Yeah. So up now look, we have to, next question comes. Why us devotees get practicing Krishna consciousness still be in crisis? Yeah. And we acknowledge this is the fundamental crisis for everyone. Bodily identity, bodily designation. Again, for everyone. Uh, You are not this body, you are a spirit soul. It's a game changer, complete game changer, complete game changer. But we are, Mahaprabhu's yugas. Mahaprabhu is special. Mahaprabhu is special. What is the speciality of Mahaprabhu? What is the, but do we still agree, acknowledge, understand that practicing Krishna consciousness, even though told we are not this body, you are a spirit soul, still saturation of the soul doesn't happen here. Eh? Krishna furthermore told, Mamai Vamsa Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, you are my part and parcel. है कि नहीं? Manasasтрani Indriyani, Prakriti Stani Karsati. But still there is lots of Karsati, lots of struggle for us. है कि नहीं? Bhagavad Gita addresses what जीव आत्मा है ना, माया प्रकृति काल कर्म, and the concept of the absolute truth, absolute reality. But when we take into the teachings of Mahaprabhu, still the crisis remain. And okay, so we said, na, you are not this body, you are a spirit soul. That is what essentially Krishna is saying in 2:13, correct? But now you tell us, uh, if someone is told, uh, hey, you are not an animal, you are a human being. It is correct only, right? It is correct only. You are not an animal, you are a human being. But is it the true identity? Is it the complete wholesome identity? Or let me ask it this way, you are not this body. Yeah? You are a spirit soul. You are not this body. Then can we ask a counter question? If I am not this body, then which body am I? Am I nobody? Am I somebody? Am I anybody? Which body am I? देखो, if I'm not this body, then which body am I? Like we discussed earlier also, na? Someone, suppose you are in a train station and taking a train from station A going to station B. Say from you wanted to take a train from Delhi to Mathura. You go to the train station, okay, and you sit in the train, okay, and someone tells you, where are you going? I'm going to Mathura. Oh, this train is not going to Mathura. What we will do, we will get down of out of that train, right? Because we know this is not going to Mathura. But then won't we ask, okay, if this train is not going to Mathura, which train is going to Mathura? Which train? Suppose we go to see a dental surgeon. Oh, you have come here. He's not a dental surgeon. Oh, I need a dental surgeon. Who is a dental surgeon? You are not this body. Then which body are you? अभी सोचो कोई anyone us practicing Krishna consciousness, if we go and tell, अरे we are not this body, we are a spirit soul. If someone asks us, okay, if you are not this body, then which body are you? क्या बोलें बताओ? What do we say? हाँ, like ब्रज की भक्ति इन ब्रज is done with a bhav. It's done with a mood. Yeah? It is with a bhav, it is with a mood. Those who are in in Braj Bhakti, Braj Preeti, serving the divine couple, they are serving in a particular relationship, in a bhav, in a mood. What is the bhav? Shanta bhav, Dasya bhav, Sakhya bhav, yeah? Vatsalya bhav, Madhurya bhav. And then there are those personalities, accordingly, that bhav, that mood. So this, you are not this body, you are a spirit soul. It is a fantastic. So this is why Prabhupada also said, na, that the Bhagavad Gita is the what the preliminary beginning or the science of Krishna, in the science of Krishna consciousness, in the practice of Krishna consciousness. It is the preliminary stage or the beginning stage. Huh? And then next stage is what? Huh? The Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita, the postgraduate, the masters, the postgraduate, doctorate study, है कि नहीं? Postgraduate studies है Chaitanya Charitamrita. So here Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, you are not this body, you are a spirit soul. But and it is very much required in this place. Why? Because Arjuna heavily suffering. Look at his situation. He wanted to hear this. All so much of on a daily basis, lots of bullies or all this crisis. No, bullies also crisis, is it not? Economic job crisis, everything comes because of what? Because of bodily identity, bodily consciousness, or lack of Krishna consciousness. Yeah, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ji said, na, the only thing missing in this world, which is, yes, it's only Krishna consciousness, lack of God knowledge, God consciousness. And our problem is what? This uh, self obsession is our ultimate problem. Prabhupada said, na, what? Um, Impersonalist liberation is the last snare of Maya. Again, this that I am God, I am God is the last snare of Maya. And what is that impersonalist meditation or self-appraisal? Self-appraisal. It is nothing but self-appraisal or self-obsession. Heavily. Aham mamiti, aham mamiti. Yeah. Bhagavatam teaches us this. What is our problem? Pumsan striya methuni bhava metan. Yeah. This uh, is our problem. Aham mamiti altogether. Bodily consciousness. So this last snare of Maya is what? This impersonal liberation, which is nothing but self-obsession, heavily. Aham Brahmasmi, Soham, Shivoham, I am that, I am that, I am that sort of such identity being. misconstrued or wrong identity altogether. Yeah, which is the message in Srimad Bhagavatam, Pumsan Striya Maithuni Bhava Meta, Tayor Mitho Hridaya Granthi Mahur. Yeah. Ato Griya Kshetra Sutaptar Vidde Janasya Moho Ayam Mamaiti. This, because of bodily identity, it's all stems about altogether. But you are not this body, then which body? Again, the same question, huh? Which body are we? If not this body, then which body? What body are we? We are not like stones, and we are not like, okay, light or aiming for this sort of practice that we become Jyot se Jyot, that we go and become one with Brahma Jyoti, and no, we are beings, but then what being? If I am not this body, then which body am I? So Kamanga Harini, Chaitanya Sadari, Ritik Suvilasini, Shweta others. Is it any sensible question to ask?
Yes, Prabhu.
So अगर महाप्रभु, imagine think, Mahaprabhu or someone comes us, tells us, okay, you are not this body. Yeah, you are not this is a negative. It doesn't, it tells us you are going the wrong way. But we need to find what is the right way. You are not this, okay, this I understand, but who am I? What am I? Sanatan Goswami Path. Of course, Sanatan Goswami Path asks this out of his humility. Even Arjuna, he's saying out of his humility only. It's not that they are struggling or anything, they are not knowing. है ना? Sanatan Goswami Path, we see in Chaitanya Chaitamrit Madhya Leela, chapter 20. है ना? Mahaprabhu instructs Sanatan Goswami Path. And Sanatan Goswami Path, how humbly he comes to Mahaprabhu and asks and says, what? Ke ami, ke amai, jare tapatray. Yeah, who am I? Why am I suffering these threefold miseries? Huh? And not knowing this, how can I benefit myself? How can I be benefited? Why is it I don't want problem but problem coming to me? I don't want stress but stress coming to me. All of this. And Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, they encourage us to inquire. They encourage us to inquire. You know, Prabhupada also quoted this shloka a lot, and amazing. A personal motivating shloka in Srimad Bhagavatam. I think Kirtanya Sadari or someone will bring on screen. 1.5.18, Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.18. And this is the teachings of Narad Muni. Narad Muni instructing uh, Vyasdev ji. तस्यैव हेतो प्रयतेत कोविदो न लभ्यते यद्भ्रमतामुपरि यदा तल्लभ्यते दुःखवदन्यता सुखम् कालेन सर्वत्र कबीररमहस. So, Kamanga Harani, kindly read translation.
Yes, Prabhuji. Persons who are actually intelligent and philosophically inclined should endeavor only for that purposeful end, which is not obtainable even by wandering from the topmost planet, Brahmalok, down to the lowest planet, Patal. As far as happiness derived from sense enjoyment is concerned, it can be obtained automatically in course of time, just as in course of time we obtain miseries even though we do not desire them.
Throughout, at least throughout India, it doesn't matter even if not practicing any Sanatan Dharma, say, but still everyone is aware we are not this body, we are a spirit soul. Everyone in India knows karma. Even outside of India now, because of devotees' contribution, people understand karma. All of this, Arey, why are we suffering because of our karma? We are not this body. And it brings a lots of solace, lots of comfort it brings, does it not? Huge and huge comfort it brings. Uh, But This is where karmis, they can find somewhat the resolve. A loss in business, a loss in relationship, a loss of life, a loss of property. Okay, karma, you are not this body. है कि नहीं? You see, generally someone passed away in family. हाँ, भाई भगवान के आगे किसकी क्या चलती है, भगवान की जैसी मर्जी रही, भगवान की ऐसी मर्जी थी. Then we bring God into the equation. हाँ, oh, Krishna wanted this, God wanted this, it's okay. कर्म की बात है, सबके दिन आते हैं, एक दिन हमारा भी आएगा. हाँ, सुख दुख एंड सो मच emotional these stories and all. Okay, I was born in a poor family, my parents had to struggle, and now I have studied, I've become this, that. But ultimately everyone in bodily identity heavily, na. So again, uh, Narad Muni ji telling us, Tasyeva heto prayatite kovito. So now you become Covid. Covid is what? That one who is philosophically inclined, become intelligent, inquire more. For this rank, prayatite, now do effort to inquire. That which we cannot, we have never attained this joy, this sukh. Going to Brahman Loka or to the Patal Loka. This inquiry is still yet to be made. If I'm not this body, then which body am? Which body? Just like to say someone, uh, you are this uh, to tell someone you are a male. It's an incomplete identity, na? Is it not? To tell someone you are a female. Okay, we understand. It has its context. uh, where someone is told you are a male, we generally understand, okay, there is a, but that is not the wholesome identity. When we go to make passport, what is asked? Your name. Okay? Your, bring your photograph. eh? Aadhaar card or passport photograph is required, right? Name is needed. What else? Father's name. Whose are you? Yeah, husband's name or father's name. Then address, where do you live? These are main. eh? So, for us, our practice of Krishna consciousness has to further evolve, further evolve. To begin with, it is okay, but then we may not find enthuse unless we are actually understanding the message of Mahaprabhu. Now, Mahaprabhu, he did not himself, he left us with 8 shlokas, say Shishtastkam, na? He did not write. He did not. But then who wrote? Rupa Goswami wrote. Raghunath Das Goswami wrote. Sanatan Goswami wrote. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami wrote. They all wrote. Jiva Goswami wrote. And they all wrote what? They are presenting what? Mahaprabhu's Vani. Is it not? Gauravani, they are presenting Gaur Sandesh, Mahaprabhu's message and Mahaprabhu's mercy. They all captured and they are distributing it. Now, if we read and see their writings, they clearly address what is Braj Bhakti. Again, coming back, we said, na Aradhyo Bhagwan Brajese Tanayas. Who are our role models? Gopis. No one has done bhakti like the gopis. Braj Bhakti is what. Now, this is the foundation, the basis of Krishna consciousness. We must be knowing now Mahaprabhu's appearance coming. Kirtana Sadhari will share on screen also. We see this in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 1.4. We all are aware of it, is it not? Anarpita charim chirat karunayavtina kalau samarpaitam unnat ujjwala rasam swabhakti shriyam हरिपुरत सुंदर द्युति कदम्ब संदीपित सदा हृदये कंदरे स्फुरतु वा सचिनंदन. Anarpit charim chirat. Anarpit, which has never been bestowed before, not given before, not bestowed before. Charim chirat, for a long, long time. Huge, humongous time. Now here Mahaprabhu is addressed at what? Karunaya Avtirna. Karuna Avatar. Yeah. Nowhere in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, we see Lord Krishna established as Karuna avatar. है What? अहो बकीयम स्तन कालकूटम जिघांसया प्यायादपि असाध्वी है ना लेवे गतिम धात्री उचिताम तत्वन्यम कम वा दयालम शरणम व्रजिमा पूतना came and Lord Shri Krishna sucked her breast milk है ना and her life hair all together. ठीक है नहीं? But he is very dayalu, no doubt what he did, but he is not referred as like say in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam as Karuna avatar. Mahaprabhu is only referred as Karuna avatar. Karunaya avtinno. Samarpayitam, Unnat, what has he come to give to us, to bestow? Unnat, Ujjwal Ras, Adi Ras, Madhur Ras, Radha Bhav, Gopi Bhav, all together. Unnat Ujjwala Rasam Swabhakti Shriyam. That is the ultimate treasure, the Shri. Nij Bhakti, Swabhakti Shriyam. Hari Purata Sundara. So, okay, Ritik can read translation.
May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost chambers of your heart. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he has appeared in the age of Kali by his boundless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before. The most sublime and radiant mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love.
What is the internal purpose of his coming? And this is no hidden in devotee community. This is not at all hidden. This is no surprise. We understand what he has come to give us. Yeah? And uh, a, a question say, yeah? This who is Rupa Goswami in the spiritual world? Yeah. Who is Rupa Goswami? Rupa Manjari, we received this as a message, okay. Rupa Manjari, है ना? Now, our Sad Goswami is undeniable, no? Sad Goswamis, the six Goswamis. Then, who is Sanatan Goswami?
लवंग मंजरी
Raghunath Das Goswami? Rati Manjari, na? है नहीं? So, all the Sad Goswamis, in their Siddha Roop, in their Siddha Swarup, who are they? They all are Manjaris. Now, again, studying from Bhagavad Gita, our Aadhar, studying from Krishna conscious literature, our Aadhar foundation has to be this Bhakti Shastra. है ना? Vedic literatures, this Bhakti Shastra, especially Gaudiya Madhva Bhakti Shastras, we should be reading wholly. Now, see, this is what we were discussing few days ago, is it not? Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 22, text 156, 157. Mahaprabhu is telling this to Rupa Sanatan Goswami, है ना? The process of pure devotional service. And via Rupa Sanatan Goswami, we also study this. We chant daily, na Om Agyan Timirandasya Gyananjaya. If you see that prayers Prabhupada wrote, gave it to us. What? Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale. Swayam Rupa Kadamayam. So what is the Manobhisht of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? That we see that to experience the highest joy, which is what? Madhurya Bhav, and to give that highest joy as well to us. Because in Radharani, when he embodies the mood of Radharani, that is when Lord Shri Krishna realizes or experiences what does unlimited mean. Yeah. What does it mean? And that sort of ripples and shivers he experiences. So he's freely distributing, freely distributing. So Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, Chapter 22, text 156, 157. See how the identity crisis is no more a crisis. No more. 5,000 years ago, it might still have been a crisis.
Madhya
Maybe,
Lila
maybe.
chapter
22. Shlok 156 to 157. So, Sambandh Abhiday Prayojan through the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, CC, only for us to find our absorption, fascination, inclination, desire, hankering, yeah, all to appreciate further and further and further, keeping a good humble attitude. So, बाह्य अंतर इहार द्वित साधन बाह्य साधक देह करे श्रवण कीर्तन मने निज सिद्ध देह करिया भावन रात्रि दिन भजे कृष्ण रे सेवन. Again, we read this, right? So, Premanjana, if you can read translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Pranam. There are two processes by which one may execute this Raganuga Bhakti, external and internal. When self realized, the advanced devotee externally remains like a neophyte and executes all the Shastric injunctions, especially those concerning hearing and chanting. But within his mind, in his original, purified, self realized position, he serves Krishna in Vrindavan in his particular way. He serves Krishna 24 hours a day, all day and night.
Very well. So, identity is specific, na? To call someone a person when we say, okay, then he's not an animal, a human being. Na? But then amongst human being, what, Baba? Again, we say, suppose we have to go and make a passport. If I just say I'm a human being, make me a passport, give me a passport. Passport is given to human beings. Are Baba, you might be a human being that we can see, but this is not complete identity. Na? So you are not this body. It is fascinating to know. Na? You know, something is at the level of information, something is at the level of knowledge, something is at the level of wisdom altogether. Yeah? This is Divya Gyan. And we have to come to this platform of this inquiry that, okay, I am not this body, then which body am I? And how do we then mold our sadhana? Unless we know who we are, what we are aiming for, how do we mold our sadhana? How do we prepare ourselves? Yeah, it has to be specific. And throughout life, when in school, in India, at least I think throughout India or many schools in India, right? Don't know about the Western world. In India, in school, you go till class 8, year 8, and then, or until a certain class, and then, okay, you have the option to choose mathematics, science, or arts, or history, or geography, or some other subjects. Then, as it happens, okay, you go to college, you go to university, you have different subjects. It's not science department, commerce department, arts department, this department, and all. And then within those particular departments, within this science department, there's so many furthermore specific. So to begin with, everyone studies A for apple, B for ball, C for cat, D for dog, all of this. But then it is ultimately to what end? To gain to a specific. So us practicing Krishna consciousness, we have to be very specific, very specific. Yeah? In our identity, in our practice, and everything. So this message is specific of Mahaprabhu. Also, we don't have much time as well. And why would we want to take say this much time? What do they say in Hindi? जब जागो
तब सवेरा.
तभी सवेरा है ना. Yeah. जब जागो तभी सवेरा. So we should really understand the message of Mahaprabhu, and then we can understand, okay, we are not this body. Fine, this is knowledge. We know I'm not this body. but then which body am I? हाँ, अब साधना तो फिर we have to do sadhana in this world only, not denying. साधनो एखाने सिद्धियो एखाने. Prem Bhakti Chandrika, we see Narottam Das Thakur writes that sadhana bhakti has to be done here and siddhi also has to be attained here. It's not like, okay, we become perfect, we give up our body and then we become perfect. So, or we go in the Braj realm and we become perfect. No, we get transferred in, we get pulled in, and our bhajan, we have to do it here only. So the teachings, furthermore, it evolves, and we see this बाह्य अंतर इहार द्वैत sadhana. बाह्य साधक देह करे श्रवण कीर्तन. So externally we perform श्रवण कीर्तन. As a humble devotee, we do all the services in the temple or living outside the temple, do all our jobs and family situation and business and all of this. But mane nija siddha de kariya bhavana. Now, what siddha de are we talking about? We follow in parampara, right? Guru parampara, we say. Now, in our Guru Vargas, the Shad Goswamis, they are all Manjaris. Any coincidence? No coincidence. Narottam Das Thakur Manjari, है ना? All this Lokanath Goswami Manjari, all of this Lochan Das Thakur, ours is a parampara of all these Manjaris, and this is the Bhakti Mahaprabhu himself performed and himself giving out to us. Now it is how we, our attitude and all of this, what do we aim? How do we come to this resolve, to this understanding? So Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu brings us this perfect knowledge and perfect educative sense. Again, how do we implement? How do we put ourselves? Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu tells us what? Seva sadhak rupena, siddha rupena chatrahi. Tad bhava lipshuna karya. Braja Lokanusarata. It comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita also. Rupa Goswami brings this word. Seva sadhak rupena. So we do seva as a sadhaka. Meditating as a sadhaka. And we all need role model, others ideal. So as a sadhak murti, who is the ultimate sadhak murti for us? Rupa Goswami as a sadhaka, Raghunath Das Goswami, or actually for us, Gurudev. Yeah? Wow. Purest devotee of Krishna. No, none like him. So seva sadhak rupena. Siddha rupena chatrahi. Chatra meaning simultaneously. Same time. So Rupa Goswami is his sadhak roop. What is his siddha roop? Rupa Manjari. When we understand. Raghunath Das Goswami, his sadhak roop. What is the siddha roop? Rati Manjari. Like this. So seva sadhak rupena. Siddha rupena chatrai. So we do service, sadhak rupena, external body is a practicing regulative devotional service. Siddha rupena, in this pure consciousness, pure roop. Siddha rupena chatrahi. So again, Rupa Goswami as a sadhak, Rupa Manjari in his siddha form. Raghunath Das Goswami as a sadhak, Raghunath Rati Manjari in the siddha form. Like that. Tad bhava lipshuna karya. So when we emulate, embody, when we take them as inspiration, role model, and we follow their footpaths. That is what Mahaprabhu's teachings. Naham vipro nacha narapati roke. We really relish it. I'm not a Brahmana, I'm not a Kshatriya, I'm not a Vaishya, I'm not a Shudra, nor I'm a Brahmachari, a Vanapasta, a Grihastha, or Sannyasi. But Baba, who are you? Gopi Bharta Padakamlir, Das Das Anudas. This anugatya bhav, dasi dasi no dasi. Yeah. Manjaris are all dasis, and ours is a parampara of manjaris. So tad bhava, this bhav, lipsuna karya, and in Braja Lokanusarata, in order for us to enter into Braj Bhakti, we have to understand now what is our identity. And how do we understand if we don't study scriptures, if we don't associate with devotees, if we don't chant? How would we understand else? ऐसा तो है नहीं, we don't expect कि Bhagwan will come, Krishna will come and in our dreams and tell us, Baba, A for apple, B for ball. No, it's not going to happen this way. No? So we request Prakhar has joined if he's okay, if it's convenient for him to read translation. Or
Hare Krishna, Ashish. आवाज आ रही?
yes,
Okay,
can hear
sure.
you now.
I can read. The advanced, okay. The advanced devotee who is inclined to spontaneous loving service should follow the activities of a particular associate of Krishna in Vrindavan. He should execute service externally as a regulative devotee as well as internally from a self-realized position. Thus, he should perform devotional service both externally and internally.
So there is no one stopping us. Rather, Mahaprabhu Chaitanya Chaitamanya devotees are encouraging us that perform devotional service both externally and internally. So, as we said now earlier, we don't have to manufacture anything. We don't have to create, concoct anything. Nothing new we need to build, bring it up, Baba. Everything is given. If we can just understand, if we can follow the links, follow the clues. It's proper treasure hunt as long as one is following the clues and all, keeping a good attitude. So, see, now the translation said uh, he should execute service externally as a regulative devotee. Okay, in temple, outside world, and all. Yes, we are reading, hearing, chanting, following rules and regulations. Everything we are doing externally, है ना? Trying to be a humble Vaishnava, as well as. अब सोचो, will it not be wrong, है ना? I will speak a bit in Hindi and then English. अब सोचो, अगर आप एक्सटर्नली हम करते रहें सब कुछ, है ना? बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, रथ यात्रा, ये प्रोग्राम, यूथ फेस्टिवल, दिस दैट एवरीथिंग, और 5 साल, 10 साल, 20 साल, और यही पे यही घोटन पे घोटन घोटाते घोटाते रहे, बताओ, सोचो, है ना? एक्सटर्नल एंड इंटरनली कुछ नहीं किया भाई, कहाँ भजन की सिद्धि होगी? If we keep on continuing externally doing massive programs, preaching programs, this, that, everything, but we don't care internally, say, "Na, this should haunt us. You are not this body. Then which body am I? Which body am I? Should it not? ये तो we come across, everyone comes across Krishna consciousness mostly in a troubled state, or some anxiety, some this, or even in happy, healthy states, say, but questions and our questions get more settled in KC, but then more questions would come up now. If I'm not this body, then which body am I? Which body? ऐसा तो है नहीं कि again, as I say, na, to call someone a male, it's not wrong to call a person a male. But when we go in a meeting, we introduce ourselves. Who are you? Do we say, I am a male? I'm not a, I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul. If I say like this is my introduction. Is it any healthy introduction? हाँ? देखो, हरे कृष्णा महामंत्र we chant on beads, है ना? हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Now Krishna listens to this. Definitely he's listening. uh, and believe it is or not, he's still listening when we are on this Zoom, wherever we are, he's present, he's listening. So when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra on beats, Krishna is listening. If Krishna asks us, hey, who is this chanting? And we tell Krishna, Krishna, it's me chanting. I'm not this body. I'm a spirit soul chanting. Huh? Spirit soul don't live in Braj. Point is, in Vrindavan, in Braj with Radha Krishna, it is not spirit souls who live. It's in the sense they are spirit soul, they are spiritual being, but they have an identity. They have a name. They have a form. They have a role. They have a seva. Complete as we have our material bodily identity. है ना? प्रखर बत्रा, professional slash businessman, comes from a Punjabi family, living in Haryana, Puneet Dudeja, है नहीं? IT engineer, uh, very good in programming, coding, comes again from Haryana, Delhi, Punjab. Uh, This sort of, we all carry this identity and we cannot live without it. But now the question is, who am I? What is the real identity? And coming in this parampara, if we are attached to this parampara, Hare Krishna Mahamantra is a Yugal mantra, of Yugal Upasana. And who does this Yugal Upasana? Dasya Bhav wale, those who are in Dasya Bhav, those who are in Sakhya Bhav. No, those who are in Sakhya Bhav, they do not do the combined Seva of Radha Krishna. Those who are in Vatsalya Bhav, no. It is who does those who are in Madhurya Bhav. And in Madhurya Bhav, what is Mahaprabhu come to give us? Manjari Bhav. To serve the divine couple. So when we chant Hare Krishna, who is it chanting? Now this internally means in our mind, we should meditate. Who am I? Who am I? And now it is not a forced meditation. It is not an imposed meditation, and we cannot force and impose ourselves. This is why in Guru Vandana, all the prayers were Divya Gyan, this Divya Gyan, Hriday Prakashito. In Bible they say what? And I like it, fascinating. In Bible, in Matthew's, the book of Matthew's or that passage, it says, ask, seek, and knock. The doors of the kingdom of heaven will be open. They are open. But ask, seek, and knock has to be done from our side. This is why there is this saying, man proposes, God disposes. So the proposal has to be done from our side. That thing. So this inquiry, who am I? If I'm not this body, which body am I? We sing Tulasi Aarti. Again, More ya Vilas, Vilas Kunje Diyo Vas. Oh, who gets vas in the Vilas Kunj? Nayane Heribo Sada, Yugalya Rupa Rasi. Who is that Yugal Rup? Whom would we Heribo? Whom would we drink through our eyes? Radha and Krishna. So who does that? Manjaris do that. ए निवेदन धरो सखीर अनुगत करो सेवा अधिकार दिए कोरो निज दासी. Doesn't matter, someone could be in male body like Puneet Dudeja, male body. He sings this song, but he does not say Seva Adhikar Diye Karo Nij Dasa. No, Nij Dasi. Because there is no entrance there to someone with a Das mentality. Seva Adhikar, our rights, what we need to obtain is Seva Adhikar. And this is in Anugatya Bhav. So this Seva Sadhak Rupena Siddha Rupena Chatrai. We understand, we know Rupa Goswami, his sadhaka form. Then his siddha form is what? Rupa Manjari. Likewise, we all murtis, 8, 9 or 10 of us, or were, Chaitanya Sadhari, Anand Vigrah, Prakhar, Puneet, Ritik, all of us. Our sadhak day we are doing. But same time, we should be meditating, aspiring, checking our siddha day, contemplating. Contemplation is heavy. Contemplation is essential, extremely essential. And only then and this is by mercy, on our side, we should be studying, we should be doing japa, we should be reading, we should be associating with devotees, we should be doing seva. But all of this is what? To attract the mercy. And mercy of whom? By spiritual master. Because for us, spiritual master is the one-stop shop. He is the complete. Spiritual master knows. Spiritual master knows who is who. Who is who? As we said, like a big event company, let's say, a big event company, and there is one event manager. Now he has to handle everything. He has to run the show, celebrities coming, sports stars, film stars, politicians, philanthropists, businessmen, industrialists in this show. And this event manager, he's managing all of it, he's looking into it, he knows all the context and everything. He needs so much of helping hand. So he can hire us, he can tell us, okay, you go and serve there. This is your seva. I give you this ID card. I will give you a badge. Yeah. All we need to do is register. Have you registered? Have you filled in the form? Okay, I've done the background check. You look clean. I will hire you. Come into my management company. Take this badge. This is your badge. Go and serve that. That's your seva. Societal example, but something for our mind to chew, for our mind to take on. Yeah. So our Vaishnava Granthas, they bring out this, that the Ekadas bhav of a sadhaka, of a practitioner. It gets revealed. Divya Gyan, Hriday Prakashito. Divya Dham mein. Now, again, all of this is a question. Do we believe Radha Krishna exist? If we believe they exist, they are form, they are beings, hai ki nahi? Their seva. Yeah. Now, how do we serve them? In what mood, in what capacity, what way? Then we can go narrow, narrow, narrow. Hai ki? So our Bhakti Vinod Thakur sang this bhajan and all the lots of such bhajan, you know? निज सिद्ध देहा निज सिद्ध नाम निज रूप स्ववसन राधा कृपा बोले लोविबोवा को बे राधा कृपा बोले लोविबोवा को बे निज प्रेम प्रकरण. All of this, no? So this inquiry has to be made. So I don't know if it is again still somewhat. Are we following the proper trail? Would you say Kirtanya Sadari, Prakhar, Punit joined a bit late. Ritik, Premanjana, Suvilasini, Sweta.
Yes.
Well, if we do not follow these teachings of Mahaprabhu, this Seva Sadhak Rupena, and this message from Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, and this message from again in Chaitanya Chaitamrit we just read na Bahya Antarihara Duite Sadhana Bahya Sadhak De Kare Shravana Kirtan. If we don't follow this, how come we would be like, okay, we understand Krishna consciousness, we are practicing Krishna consciousness, and how else would we get to know? So this is, otherwise we'll live in crisis. And in all of this, Naam, Roop, Gun, Leela. What else? Dham, Parikar, Abharan. They are all absolute. Krishna's holy name, absolute, non-different from Krishna. Krishna's form, non-different from him. Eh? Gun, qualities, non-different from him. Leela, not different from him. Eh? Dham, non-different from him. Parikar, non-different from him. Avaran, they all are absolute, absolute. But, everything is there in the holy name. But when we listen to the pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna, when we listen to the Leelas of Radha Krishna, then in Leela, what is there in Leela? The names are there, the forms are there, the qualities are there, the personalities are there, their behavior, their attitude, everything. Naam, Roop, Kun, Leela, Dham is there in Leela, name is there in Leela, Roop is there in Leela, Gun is there in Leela, Parikars are there in Leela, Abharan is there in Leela. Is it not? Now, how will we, this is what, like, our pravesh has to be there in the Leela. And as we read and hear from a bona fide Vaishnav Guru, Vaishnav personality, Acharya, hankering has to come about in our heart. Our heart has to go greedy, hungry, thirsty to understand the mood, the mission, the message, the mercy of Mahaprabhu. Because just understanding you are not this body or a spirit soul will not satisfy us. It is a great knowledge. It's in many ways it is like Paramatma, Brahm. Yeah? Now to say Krishna is Paramatma, it's not wrong. Or to say Krishna is Antaryami. Krishna is Antaryami. Is it wrong? It is not wrong. Yeah. But or Krishna is all powerful. All of this. But these are not wrong. But this is not how we see as Krishna. And this is not how one enters Braj. In Braj, one enters through Raganuga Bhajan only. Through Raganuga Bhakti. There's no other way. Yeah. Through deep absorption, attachment in Bhajan. That's how one enters in Braj. And in Braj, in Raganuga Bhajan, the method of worship is what? Worship, what we do, the process, the method of worship is Leela Smaran. That is the method of worship. And when we all must have heard, Punjab Vidyanidhi, I think, heard. Ritik, did you hear this? Shweta, did you hear this? I know Suvilasni, Premanjana, others would have heard, but let us know. So, Raghunath Das Goswami, है ना? Raghunath Das Goswami prepared hot milk or ghee to offer it to Radharani. And as he prepared this milk to offer it to Radharani, as he was serving, while serving or doing this process or serving, or and this is Manasi Seva, internally in his meditation, he offered it to Radharani. And in his meditation, he offered it to Radharani, and he touched the milk just to see how hot it is. And when he touched, it was so hot, he just brought his finger out. He brought his finger out. And later on, when he came back in his external consciousness, what does devotee see? His finger is burned. His finger is burned. Likewise, many acharyas, in Siddha Krishna Das Babaji, in Govardhan, in some time 100, 200 years ago, in his bhajan, he is witnessing Radha Krishna's pastimes. And he has been asked by Lalita Sakhi or Vishaka Sakhi, what? To pass fragrant oil, sugandhit tel, राधा कृष्ण को लगाने के लिए, श्रृंगार के लिए, सेवा के लिए, सजावट के लिए, जैसे भी, तो उनको बोला आप ये तेल लेके आओ, तेल दो हमें. एंड सिद्ध कृष्णदास बाबा जी, ललिता और विशाखा सखी asking him to give tel, and this he's in his meditation means what? This is a question. For us Krishna conscious devotees, meditation, meditating on the form of the Lord. है कि नहीं? देखो वृंदावन, you go Vrindavan, some of my family members, actually one or two, told me, and I was so pleased. They went to Vrindavan and they said, Baba, we went different places, but in Vrindavan, seeing Radha Shyam Sundar, felt so good. Now they are not practicing Krishna conscious devotees. They haven't found a resolve in the association of devotees yet. But still, so their language is naturally different. They say, but they said very nice, how you dress Thakurji in Vrindavan is so beautiful. Looking at the deities taking their darshan and devotees doing kirtan and dancing is so beautiful. So this becomes a part of meditation. Coming out of Vrindavan, then wherever you go, Delhi, Mumbai, driving and all, this becomes a part of meditation. So meditation is what? Constant remembrance, focus, meditating, thinking of the Anukulyena Krishnanushilana. of the pastimes of the Lord, of the beauty of the Lord, of the sukh of the Lord, of the joy of the Lord, of the divine couple. So this Siddha Krishna Das Babaji, he was absorbed in meditation and he was asked by Lalita or Vishaka Sakhi to give pass oil. So he passed oil in the meditation. And then what happened in his meditation as he's passing the oil and he's seeing this Leela happening, he gets so excited, thrilled, or he's not able to sustain his body, his emotion, and all. As he's passing the oil tray to Lalita or Visaga, to one of the Sakhis, the tray slips from his hand and the oil spills. हाँ? जो घड़ा या पतीला या बर्तन जिसमें तेल रहता है सुगंधित, वो गिर जाता है उनके हाथ से। हाँ? अब वो इनकी स्वप्न की दशा में है ना, इनके चिंतन के दशा में, अंतर मन के चिंतन के दशा में, मानसी सेवा में वो गिर जाता है और तेल बिखर जाता है पूरा. So the oil spills in his internal meditation, that oil pot tray, it falls down and some oil drops around and all. And he comes out of his meditation then. And soon enough, what happens? Outside his bhajan kuti, there's fragrance, oil smell happening. Fragrance. And those sadhakas and other devotees and people in general say, coming and saying, "Oh, Baba, did you sprinkle some oil around your bhajan kutir or what? Very nice oil fragrance we are getting. Very nice oil fragrance." So, point is, it is not something ashastri. It is not something avedic to think, contemplate, discuss, share, understand this, and pray for it. It is not wrong. It is not sahajiya. This is not sahajiya. This is not cheap. As long as we are studying scriptures, as long as we are following the regulative principles, as long as we are practicing, as long as we are chanting, the following the 64 limbs of bhakti, as long as we have taken shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, then we should be diving into it. We should be deep diving into it. And steadily grow. And we see and grow and see and grow and continue and continue. Otherwise, how would we be humble? How would we sustain our humility? And Prabhupada said, one has to be fascinated by this information. Bhagavad Gita 15.6, Prabhupada said one should be fascinated. How will the fascination come about otherwise? How will it come about? Until and unless we hear the pastimes of Radha Krishna. And hearing is one thing, until and unless we find our absorption on it. We go to watch movie hall, cinema, movies we watch. We see hero, heroine dancing, villain, all this drama and everything happening. And we understand, okay, this is not reality. But still we cannot help but project ourselves. Oh, if I was in the movie, if I was the director, she should have done like this. This should have happened like this, that. I would be taking this role, I would be taking that role. So this is asatsang. We should give that up. Give that up altogether. This material thought process, chintan, everything. But we should ignite. We should ask, who I am not this body, then which body am I? Which body is Gurudev? We sing Guru Ashtakam Nikunja Yono Rati ke Lisidena. Shri Radhika Madhav Yorapara. Madhurya Lila Gun Rupa Namna. Pratikshanasva Dandolopasya. Vande Guru Shri Charnarvindam. So, who is engaged in the seva of Radha Krishna? Gurudev is engaged. So, what personality is that? A Manjari personality. So, and whom we follow is what we become. Is it not? Everything is in following. So, when we follow that, we will become one day. And we cherish. And we learn the art, the science of how to serve Radha Krishna. How to serve. Holy Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So thank you everyone for your kind participation and encouragement, and kindly continue blessing us. Just some thoughts, how you are not this body, you are a spirit soul. Ultimate message very real, very pertinent, very knowledge giving. But our hunger has to be throughout hungry, throughout thirsty. Yeah, dil mange more. We need more and more, more and more. And there is more and more. There is no limit. There is no limit. Because we are in Gaur Yoga. We are Mahaprabhu's lovers, Mahaprabhu's followers. Okay? So there is no limit, no limit. What has come to us? Up to otherwise in bhajan so many na that day and night. How do we find otherwise our absorption day and night? So externally, yes, lots of hard work devotees are doing to preach, propagate the message of Mahaprabhu, and it is required, and we should be doing. It is required. But then Mahaprabhu did not only just Harinam Sankirtan like that, na. He had his intimate dialogues with Ramanand Rai, Swarup Damodar. He did Kirtan Gambira, Shiva Sangan, private Kirtan like that in a very lofty mood. And Mahaprabhu is, we are taking what Mahaprabhu has come to give. Is it any wrong in that? Is it any unfair in that? Yeah. And if we don't grow, if we don't learn, if we don't take what Mahaprabhu has come to give, why are we in this parampara? What are we doing? Okay, any thoughts, questions, comments, or clarification? Because in the divine realm, in the spiritual realm, there are only two siddhants, na? Eh, Either someone is a sakha there or someone is a sakhi, or a gopa there or a gopi. ऐसा नहीं है कि pure devotees live there. It is correct to say. But Baba, those pure devotees have a name, they have an age, they have a form, they have an address. है कि नहीं? They have their seva, specific seva, they have their parents, they have their husband or wife like this. So it is there. Seva sadhak रूप. So this is what na the we say Krishna Prem, we are after Krishna Prem. Then this is the journey how we take on to the journey of Krishna Prem, and it begins with Guru Padashraya. By accepting shelter at the lotus feet of a bona fide spiritual master. And furthermore comes how do we see the spiritual master, in what light, what relationship furthermore, but taking us all the way. Mahaprabhu is the Karuna avatar, is the best avatar. Krishna in his best form is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Undisputable, unprecedented, undeniable, nothing like that. And if he is giving something to us, what logic or intelligence have we got to apply? We should be working on taking this gift of Mahaprabhu. So we are not this body, we are a spirit soul. It is tremendous knowledge, it is knowledge, pure knowledge, but our complaints will still come. Even though we know we are not this body, still we will be complaining and everything. How do we stop complaining, or how do we come out of crisis and everything? We have to wholesomely pura angikar karna hai Mahaprabhu's message and make this inquiry. Who am I? What is my name? What is my form? You serve there in a personal capacity, na? And we cannot be serving like, okay, in different moods, tasya, or like this. No, specifically. Or there are personalities, but what we are is if we follow the parampara, the Sad Goswamis, every temple we see in the altar, we see the pictures of Sad Goswamis, right? We pray to them. We pray to them. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much for your participation and kind encouragement, and kindly continue blessing us. Prabhupada actually gave us. Prabhupada gave us. तो ये चीज ना, जैसे one last thing maybe we'll share. चैतन्य चरिता में मध्य लीला chapter 8 है ना, and bring text 215 or bring 204. CC Madhya Lila, chapter 8. I think our Kirtanya Sadahari should be okay to share screen. Madhya Lila, chapter 8, and text 204. Or 205, or that range we see. Huh? Yes. Scroll down, translations we see. Uh, So, Suvilasini, if you are still available, then please read translation.
Sure, Prabhu. Without the help of the gopis, one cannot enter into these pastimes. Only one who worships the Lord in the ecstasy of the gopis, following in their footsteps, can engage in the service of Sri Sri Radha Krishna in the bushes of Vrindavan. Only then can one understand the conjugal love between Radha and Krishna. There is no other procedure for understanding.
Hmm. Huh. Now, in this, the purport, Prabhupada brings Ujjwal Nilmani Sakhi Prakarna. Go in the purport, third paragraph, I think it is. This is not just for us to read, like, like fun way, or just for, ठीक है. It's not like, okay, just read it for reference once, and then you can revisit after 5 years, 10, 20, or when the time comes. Yeah. It's nothing like, this is not the definition of automatic or spontaneous loving devotional service. Spontaneous automatic is consciously being consciously making efforts, praying for it. And then Divyagan Hriday Prokashito, Prokashit, it will manifest. But as I said, no, in Bible it says, right, ask, knock, seek, and then you will find the kingdom of doors, heaven open. But if we don't ask, knock, seek, भगवान को क्या पड़ी है बताओ, है ना? भगवान को क्या पड़ी है? If we don't, man proposes, God disposes. If we don't make that proposal, why would Mahaprabhu impose upon himself upon us? है ना? ठीक है, so we request Pundrik Vidyanidhi, you read in the conjugal pastimes of Krishna. Krishna is the hero.
In the conjugal pastimes of Krishna, Krishna is the hero, Nayak, and Radhika is the heroine, Naika. The first business of the gopis is to chant the glories of both the hero and the
Now
heroine.
here actually we can read the first business of the Manjaris. Huh? It's not wrong to substitute here gopis with Manjaris. वैसे मंजरी is also गोपी. ऐसा नहीं है कि मंजरी गोपी नहीं, मंजरी is also गोपी, but manjari is more specific and proper, so we can read the first business of the manjaris is.
The first business of the Manjaris is to chant the glories of both the hero and the heroine. Their second business is to gradually create a situation in which the hero may be attracted to the heroine and vice versa. Their third business is to induce both of them to approach each other. Their fourth business is to surrender unto Krishna. The fifth is to create a jovial atmosphere. The sixth is to give them assurance to enjoy their pastimes. The seventh, to dress and decorate both hero and heroine. The eighth, to show expertise in expressing their desires. The eighth, to show expertise in expressing their desires. The ninth, to conceal the faults of the heroine. The 10th, to cheat their respective husbands and relatives. The 11th, to educate. The 12th, to enable both the hero and heroine to meet at the proper time. The 13th, to fan. Scroll down, please. The 13th to fan the hero and heroine. The 14th to sometimes reproach the hero and heroine. The 15th to set conversations in motion. And the 16th to protect the heroine by various means. Some material.
It's not just it's not just that it ends here. This paragraph specifically, and the 16th, it's not like, okay, there's only 16 roles or sevas or this to do. But this is now where we should be moving on, na? We are not this body, ye tum samajh, we understand. But which body are we now? We need to prepare, na, Baba? Which body are we? So, sadhana is done consciously, na? Krishna consciousness means what? To be consciously conscious of Krishna. So we prepare ourselves consciously that, okay, who does this Seva Manjaris? First business. And again, it's not like in no particular order or not like, okay, these are the 16. But of a sadhakas, of a Manjari who is aspiring Manjari to chant the glories of the hero and heroine. Again, second, to create a. Now, when we are more exposed to the pastimes of Radha Krishna, then we can see, oh, yeah, see, this is how the Manjaris they chant the glories of both. They create a situation in which the Krishna may be attracted to Radharani or Radharani may be attracted to Krishna. It's not like they are not attracted, but Yogamaya does all this arrangement. And they all are expanding. Everyone is expanding to the joy of Krishna only, to the joy of Radharani and Krishna. And Mahaprabhu came to give that to us. Rupa Goswami, other acharyas wrote it down for us. Literally wrote it down beautifully. Yeah. It's just coming across a divine personality. We need to take the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. And across a bona fide spiritual master, we will understand the sadhan sadhya tattva vigyan. We will understand. And next to this paragraph, Prabhupada is warning us not to become sahajya. Sahajya matlab, what does sahajya mean? Prakhar, you know this word sahajya or Ritik or Punjik Vidyanidhi, hai? A bit of a common Hindi word.
Take it very easy.
Sahajya matlab, yes. Sahaj matlab easy, right? Sahaj, easy, saraj. Sahajya matlab to make something very cheap, to make something to make something look so easy, oh, this is, and make it cheap. Yeah? Something so pure, so divine, so true, but to show it as cheap, to completely show it as cheap. So it won't come across if we are following the lead of a pure personality. It won't come across as such. Yeah. And in good association, this is what na Sajatiya Sang, Snigdhe Sato. है in good association, good inspiring association, we won't let it come across as cheap. Rather, we will find lots and hope, encouragement, and learnings and teachings how to maintain integrity, purity, following the message and the desire. So, again, just like to, in a nutshell, we are not this body, we are a spirit soul. Do we understand? Yeah. Say again, as Bhagwan Shri Krishna, we don't call him just like Antaryami, Paramatma, or these are okay. Dayalu, these are good traits of him, okay, but what? Yeah. So to call him Antaryami again is not wrong. So likewise, to call us that you are not this body, it's not wrong. But spirit, soul means what? Spiritual identity. Identity means what? We are beings. Spiritual beings. Then beings means what? We have a name, form, particular seva, particular karya. Now, Braj mein bhakti to, to enter into Braj bhakti, there has to be a particular mood, a particular focus. So much so we cannot afford to listen to Dwarka Katha or this Katha or that Katha. No. Very specific, very specific. And that is given in Bhagavatam, it is there, Chaitanya Charitamrita is there, and the study goes more and more and more. So keeping in good association will grow more and more and more. Bolye Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hare Hare Gaur. So thank you very much for your kind attention and encouragement. Continue blessing us. We will continue our study and hopefully we Zoom tomorrow as well. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for a lovely class. It is always insightful, always awakening.